Viewers, welcome to your #1 health show, Healthzone, on Baina TV. So tell us, what is G6PD deficiency?
Okay, thank you for having me on your show again.
Join me and my guests this and every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on Baina TV. Baina TV, connected to your world. Good evening, viewers. Welcome once again to your #1 health show, Healthzone, on Baina TV. This evening, we are talking about sex after delivery. So, how long do you have to wait after delivery to resume sexual activities? As you all know, pregnancy changes a lot about our bodies, and the body will need to adjust before you resume sexual activities. The uterus has to go back to its normal place, the tissues become thinner and more sensitive, and then if you are breastfeeding, it also lowers your libido. So all this come to play. That goes a long way to affect your sexual desire, and then also you would have to determine the timelines for you to wait before you resume having sex. Okay, there's no definitive timeline, but your doctors recommend you wait for 4 to 6 weeks most of the time before you resume sexual activity. So after your doctor has given you all the clear signals to resume sexual activities, you may still need to take things slowly. Remember, in addition to physical recovery, you will be adjusting to a new family member, less sleep, and in general, a change in your regular routines. You may need to wait longer to have sex if you had an episiotomy. An episiotomy is a surgical cut to widen the vaginal canal during delivery. So returning to sex too soon may increase your risk of complications such as postpartum hemorrhage and uterine infections. So sex after delivery will feel different. The most common issues with sex after delivery include vaginal dryness, thin vaginal tissue, loss of elasticity in the vaginal tissues, perineal tear or episiotomy, bleeding, pain, loose muscles, soreness, fatigue, and low libido. Hormones play a big role in post-delivery recovery and a return to normal sexual activity. In the days immediately following childbirth, estrogen drops to pre-pregnancy levels. If breastfeeding, estrogen levels might sink below pre-pregnancy levels. Estrogen helps supply natural vaginal lubrication, so low levels of estrogen or the hormone increases the likelihood of vaginal dryness. So after delivery, your estrogen levels decrease. So if the estrogen levels decrease, it causes dryness because estrogen contributes to lubrication of the vagina. So dry tissue can lead to irritation, even bleeding during sex. This increases your risk of infection. Vaginal birth can temporarily stretch the muscles of the vaginal canal. These muscles need time to recover their strength and stability. If after childbirth the vaginal muscle stretches, it needs time to recover their strength and stability. So this is not the time to rush into sex too soon. It might cause issues. If you had a perineal tear or episiotomy during vaginal birth, as we discussed earlier, episiotomy is the cut that is put in there to widen the vaginal canal, to widen the canal for easy delivery. So if you had episiotomy, you may have longer recovery. Having sex too soon can increase your risk of an infection. A cesarean delivery can also affect vaginal sensations. Yes, the same hormonal issues can make the tissues of the vagina dry and thin, possibly leading to painful sex. Plus, you'll be recovering from abdominal surgery, so you would want to make sure the incision site has properly healed before resuming sex. So, how soon can you get pregnant after you've had, perhaps, let's say, your first child, or you've had a baby already? How soon can you get pregnant after that? You can get pregnant surprisingly quickly, as quickly after delivery. One study found the first ovulation of women who weren't breastfeeding is around 6 weeks. So how soon can you get pregnant after childbirth? After one childbirth, you can get pregnant surprisingly as quickly as possible. Some of the studies have indicated some women can get pregnant as early as 6 weeks after childbirth. If you are breastfeeding, the hormonal benefits of nursing can act as a natural form of birth control. For the first 4 to 6 months after delivery, breastfeeding may be 98% effective as a form of birth control in women who are less than 6 months postpartum, still exclusively breastfeeding and having started menstruating. So it's not just breastfeeding that can prolong you getting pregnant. It is exclusive breastfeeding the child exclusively without any other thing. Okay, so if you are going to have sex after pregnancy but you don't want to risk another baby so soon, plan to use a reliable method of birth control, because like we said, pregnancy can come in as early as 6 weeks. So if you don't have the plans, you should think about birth control maybe after the 6 weeks when you attend your postnatal clinic. A barrier method such as condom may be used at first. An implant or IUD can also be used. However, hormonal options may affect breastfeeding and can come with certain risks, such as increased risk for blood clots. So let's come to this question. Is it safe to get pregnant again in the first year? Getting pregnant too quickly after one pregnancy can put you at an increased risk for premature birth or birth defects. Yes, you heard me right. Getting pregnant too quickly can put you at an increased risk for premature birth or birth defects. The birth defects here refer to baby. Talk to your healthcare professional. They will be most familiar with your health history and offer more personalized recommendations. We come to bleeding during sex. So is it normal after delivery? In the weeks immediately following childbirth, you will likely experience some regular bleeding as your uterus heals. Sex may cause some additional blood loss. Likewise, your vagina may be drier and more sensitive in the early weeks after. The vagina may even become inflamed and swollen. In these cases, bleeding isn't uncommon. It means that there can be some slight bleeding. If the bleeding during sex doesn't stop within 4 to 6 weeks or it worsens, see your doctor. You may have a tear or irritation that needs treatment before you begin having intercourse again. Okay, so what are the effects of pregnancy and delivery on our libido? The hormones estrogen and progesterone are crucial to your baby's health development during pregnancy. They also happen to be vital to your sex levels. So levels of these hormones are incredibly high during pregnancy. Once the baby is born, they decline dramatically back to pregnancy levels. That means you may not feel any sexual desire for a few weeks, but you should be waiting 4 to 6 weeks anyway as your body recovers. After your doctor has given you the clear to resume sexual activities, you may decide to wait longer before reigniting your sexual life. If you are breastfeeding, it may take more time for your libido to return than it would for women who aren't breastfeeding. That's because breastfeeding keeps estrogen levels low. So here we come to certain tips for a healthy life with sex after pregnancy. That's with your partner post-pregnancy. You can have a healthy, fulfilling sex life post-pregnancy. These tips might help. Take it slow. The first one. In the first weeks After you've been cleared for sex, your body may not be ready to jump back to pre-pregnancy activities. Take things one day at a time. Try intimate activities to warm up to sex again, such as massage. Increase foreplay. Give your vagina time to produce its own natural lubrication. Stretch out foreplay. So increase foreplay. Give your vagina time to produce its own natural lubrication. So this is where foreplay is very essential. The more prolonged the foreplay, the more lubricated the vagina gets, and it makes things easier. If your vagina doesn't get lubricated well, then we move to the third thing: use a lubricant. You may need a little help with lubrication as your hormones readjust. Look for a water-based option. Oil-based lubes can damage condoms and irritate sensitive tissues. Practice Kegels. Kegel exercises help rebuild pelvic floor muscles. This can help with common post-delivery issues like incontinence. Exercising the muscles can also help you regain strength and sensation in your vagina. Build up your stamina by doing longer holds. Okay, so we come to Kegel exercises. So it is the form of exercises that strengthens the vaginal muscles. We keep telling women. So you sort of lie down and try to hold the vaginal muscles in for a while, and then you leave it to rest, and you hold it in for a while and you leave it to rest. Yeah, so that is the Kegel exercises. It helps you to build up your stamina when you do longer holds, and helps the vaginal muscles. Also, you make time for sex. With a new baby in the house, you and your partner may have a lot of time for spontaneity. So put times on your calendar, because if you don't put time off your calendar and devise ways of doing stuff, it's going to have a toll on you because of the baby too, because the baby is there to be taken care of. So put time on your calendar to be together. This way you won't be rushed or anxious in any way. And then finally, talk to your partner. Sex after delivery is different, not bad. Different can be fun and exciting, but you should keep an open dialogue with your partner about what feels good and what doesn't. This will help you enjoy sex again and make sure you are not experiencing any unnecessary pain. Yeah, so there is life after childbirth. You can spice up your sex life after childbirth. All is not lost. And yes, Kegel exercises do help a lot. This is where we draw our curtain on today's episode. Join us same time next week, 4 p.m. on Baina TV. Shout out to my producer Ahmed Said, aka viewers. Welcome to your number one health show, Healthzone, on Baina TV. So tell us, what is G6PD deficiency?
Okay, thank you for having me on your show again.
Join me and my guests this and every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on Baina TV. Baina TV, connected to your world.